I know.
Well, welcome to the
Hi.
Cinematic Doors podcast, a movie reviewed podcast where we give our opinions on
Your
your
favorite
favorite movies.
movies. But
Woo! And we're local.
to Detroit.
Cheers.
This feels really cheesy. Like we are local.
Like and subscribe.
You know what? You know what this
Hit the
reminds me of?
smash the like button.
Hey Jordan. Oh gosh, Jordan. You know how to take things too far.
That's why I'm here, man. Why
You know what
else
this
am I
reminds me
here?
of? At my work, whenever like we get ready to wash our hands for snack,
Mm-hmm.
I started doing this game show where like they had to answer questions and whoever did got to go wash their hands. And
Okay.
then I work with kids, by the way, in an after school program, if you didn't know. And so I have a game show and it's called Josh at the Door. And so then I like
That's
ask
awesome.
trivia questions, or like it's more like I give hints about objects and then they guess it. So it's like the last few days I'm like, welcome back to Throwback Monday, and then I did Throwback Tuesday, then Throwback Wednesday. And then on Thursday, I was like, welcome back. Today is a normal Thursday. And so it just reminded me of that, where I was like, Josh at the
Yeah, I
door.
love
And
that.
we'd
Josh
have
at the
like
door.
bits where it's like, okay, everyone clap. And so it's like, and then it would be like, today's grand prize is a brand new Lamborghini, but it's just like a bag of apples and cheese strings.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You have to you have to make that into a game or something at camp.
Yeah, Josh
That's
at the
awesome.
door.
That's
That'd
awesome.
be so fun.
Where's Josh? I
Josh is at the door.
love it. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for tuning in and listening, watching our show. This is episode 18, and this is our first non-review episode. Uh, is it our first?
Since
Is it our first? No,
no.
we did the Spooktacular at
Yeah.
Halloween, so that was a big one. This one won't be as long as the Spooktacular, but
Also Party Shark. Just wanted to
Party Shark.
show off.
But yeah, please, you can interact with our show. We actually are getting some interaction. We'll get to that in a minute. But you can
All my
interact
friends.
with our show. You can interact with our show by going to our Instagram at cinematic_doors. You can go to Twitter at cinematic doors. You can email us cinematicdoors@gmail.com. Doors is spelled DORES.
Or else, if you spell it wrong,
You will just not email the right
Josh
person.
will be at your door.
We have some movie requests that have come in, which is awesome.
Yes.
So we will be reviewing Napoleon Dynamite and Legally Blonde. Those are our next two reviews.
So Nolan and Kyla.
Yeah, thanks for
Both.
messaging in.
So Nolan told us to watch Napoleon Dynamite.
Okay.
Kyla told us Legally Blonde. Also, Sophie told me whichever was the end-in phrase.
Nice.
I can't remember what it was, but Sophie.
Come on, Josh.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a slacker on that part.
Also, we have an audience member that's a bit of a slacker.
Who?
Well, Peyton was like on the ball for a couple weeks, sending you that.
Okay,
text.
but yeah. To be fair, we can't like call an audience member a slacker. That seems a little unfair.
Oh man!
Like to sit down and listen to an hour of us bantering. That's like
Josh. Don't sell
That's
yourself
a lot
short.
to ask.
Come on, man. Come on.
I know I'm very humorous.
We're running a show. We're running a show. Come on.
We're running a show.
But please, give us some more movies to review. Tell us what you want from us, some topics or whatever.
Please tell me.
And like our show, subscribe on YouTube. That does matter, I guess. And share it with your friends so that we can build our audience.
Yeah, we're trying to get a play button.
On our audio listens, like each week, we are jumping up by 5 people at least on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts.
Wait,
so
what? Which streaming site has the most listens?
Apple.
We're gonna Apple?
Yeah, it's always Apple.
Honestly, I listen to podcasts on Apple, but I use Spotify for music. I just don't want them to be on the same.
That is typically what people do. is what I've
Yeah.
heard. I do both. Like I have Apple Music, so I
Ooh.
just have Apple everything.
Oh, look at that.
So I don't have Spotify.
See, I didn't want to be fully in the Apple ecosystem.
Right.
Like
You
I
have an
already
iPhone
have
though,
a
right?
I already have a watch, AirPods, iPhone,
Mm-hmm.
Mac, iPad. Like I have everything.
Right.
I just wanted one thing that was not part of that. And so
So
I like
we have
Spotify.
the most followers on Spotify, but we have the
Oh,
most
how
listens
many?
on Apple. So we have 30 Spotify followers.
Oh my gosh.
And then our audience size between Apple, Google, but the audience size doesn't actually track properly on the other sites. It just goes by each week what's listened to.
Oh.
So,
How about good pods?
but I don't check that. I should probably check that.
Mhm.
We're
I
on
have
there,
a
right?
question for you,
Yeah.
Jordan. Um, let's say hypothetically we do get a YouTuber play button. Who would get that?
I don't know. Maybe we should duel.
That would be a good idea.
We can
But
duel.
I feel like if we get to that, we could duel. I feel like if we get to that point, like we could have like our own like
Set.
place where we can record, like our own set. If we have 100,000 subscribers,
Right.
like hopefully we have a better set by then.
If we're remote, technically, could we both get one? If it's like
Well, you can
remote.
buy one, but it's like $1,000.
Oh my goodness. But I mean, if we're rolling
Or
in the dough.
that's true. That's
Man, yeah,
true.
I think we should just duel. Like make a video to
Honestly, like lightsabers. Oh my gosh! You know what we should
lightsabers,
do? We
paintball
go to
guns.
Disney World, buy lightsabers.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
And duel there.
yeah, that would be really fun.
Duel on Space Mountain.
So, if you want to see us duel, get us to 100,000 subscribers.
Do it. Nice.
We'll
But yeah,
keep this episode in mind.
right. So just so you know, we are going to tighten up the length of the episodes. They've been a bit long lately. I like long podcasts, and not everyone does. So we will tighten up a bit more. We want to aim for that hour to hour and 10. But if we go on rants, that's why the show is good. I don't know. People are listening, so
Yeah.
we're not going down.
Honestly, we should just do what we're doing. Just live our life.
Keep it going.
You know,
Nice.
creative freedom.
I listened to this one podcast, and the podcast is like 3 to 4 hours long each episode, and people complain about it, and he literally lists off the people's names that complain on Patreon, and he makes fun of them. It's so funny. And like they had one
Dude,
episode
to be
that was
fair,
6.
that's a really long time.
Yeah, they had one episode that was 6 hours long, and he's like, okay. The one guy, his name is Brad. He's like, Brad, last name, like from Connecticut. This
Oh my
episode is for you.
gosh.
6 hours, man.
You thought
Yeah,
I
that was
thought
awesome.
you doxing people was
Yeah,
bad.
it
He's
was
like
pretty
full
fun.
on doxing.
Yeah, he's hardcore. So,
Wow. What do they talk about for 6 hours?
it's a video game podcast. So like new video game news, video game like what's out that week and what they're playing, and yeah. It's pretty awesome. So,
What if we had a 6-hour episode?
he's been doing it for like 30 years. So, like not
That's
that one
crazy.
show, but he's been podcasting for that long. Like he was one of the first video game podcasts when he worked at IGN.
Jordan, we're actually coming up on a year.
Yeah. So Josh, you have the app open. Let's do what were we going to call this segment?
Reading your
Josh at the door.
No. That is meant for another time.
That's meant
By the
for
way,
another time.
June 2nd, 2022 was
I
when
like how you shut that down.
June 2nd, 2022 is when we released our first one. So
There you go. June 2nd. And that was the Batman. That was our very first episode.
And new beginnings.
So Josh, let's read some of our descriptions because some of them are pretty epic. And when you listen on audio,
don't toot your own horn.
Make sure you read the descriptions because they're pretty sweet. I put some thought into them.
I'll read the one of last week. Also,
Okay.
Jordan, like I think now that you're like telling people to read them, you need to step it up even more.
Sounds good.
Okay? Like, go full send. Don't hold back. Creative freedom. Okay? You can do this. I believe in you.
Now there's
Okay.
pressure because before you weren't even reading
Also,
them.
you know
So
what? You know what? I found a typo. Why is there a slash
what do you mean?
after the Twitter? Whatever. You messed up, okay?
Sounds good.
That's all. Join us for our weekly show where we give our opinions on your favorite movies or ours. This week we take the Oscar bait and review everything everywhere all at once. We also do mini reviews for the Last of Us TV show and acknowledge how terrible the Oscars are. We also have started a GoFundMe page to help Curtis as he continues to be held hostage in his dark room. Episode 16 shout out. By the way, Curtis is still in my basement.
Yes. We'll bring him out when we need him.
And then Ant-Man. Wait, we are back on schedule. Were we not on schedule before?
We were on schedule, whatever.
Okay, well, you were the one that said it. We are back
We are
on
back
schedule.
and on
Woohoo!
schedule. It's and.
Oh, we are back and on
And on
schedule.
schedule.
Woohoo!
Yes.
This week we are joined by Curtis, our biggest and most vocal critic. He joined us. Are you sure about that English? He joined us. He joined us from his dark place to pour his Marvel expertise into our ear canals as we review Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. It's a fun time getting to know Curtis, complaining about MODOK, and getting excited for certain weddings. See, you didn't put a slash after the Twitter here.
Well, it's obviously a typo. Sometimes I make these and
Obviously.
just yeah. Anyways,
it's like 3 a.m. and you're like,
yeah.
Woohoo!
So, read the descriptions because you never know what Easter egg is in them. I think it was the Ant-Man episode. There is an episode where I give my personal email out because Josh is so worried about doxing. So
yeah, so we doxed you.
Right.
What was that again? What is your personal email?
Read the description. Do some homework.
Did you actually put it in?
It's in one of them. Yeah, it's either an Ant-Man or the week before, episode 15.
Okay, let me just find this and then I'll read it out for them. Actually, no, I won't. I found it.
Did you find it?
I did.
It's just slid so those Easter eggs just slid they just are.
To be fair,
I just slide them in and
I don't even notice this.
Right.
I don't.
Yeah, and Josh doesn't even listen to our show. So
yeah,
be a good customer and listen to our show.
Yeah, some of you listen to it more than I do.
Yeah. And thank you for listening. That is awesome.
Yes.
Maybe one day we might even do a live episode where we'll invite you to come.
If you can see me right now,
for a free live episode. There you go. Josh is making it hard if you're listening.
No, you have to pay us to be on this podcast.
So Josh thinks I'm kidding. I'm actually legitimately serious about that. Sometime this year, next year would be fun.
You have to pay us. I don't even know what you said, Jordan. I was not.
Are you watching? Are you excited for hockey playoffs?
I am actually. I'm really hyped.
Yeah.
I'm ready to see the Oilers either drop out on the first round or win.
Well, they won't. They are playing very well right now.
Yeah.
They're playing. They have one of the best records in the last 25 games. I think they're 19-5 or something like that.
Yeah. So it's made me really hyped because. I honestly don't know. I don't feel like Boston will win. They might, but
they're very good.
They are, but I really don't want them to win,
right?
Because it's just obvious. Of course they would win, but a lot of people or a lot of teams in the past. Sorry,
I love Patrice Bergeron and I love Brad Marchand, so I wouldn't mind if they won.
I think they deserve to win, but. I don't want them to because they're not my team.
It would be fun to see a Toronto Edmonton finals, a Canadian fully cool. Canadian finals.
And then at that point, it's just at least Canada.
Yes,
Canadian.
So that's the dream. So
even though Detroit Red Wings are our favorite team,
we
live in Detroit.
That could happen this year because both teams are pretty good, but
Yeah,
Toronto usually chokes to Lightning, so they'll have to beat them. And
or to
Boston's really
literally
good.
anyone.
So well, they've always played Lightning the last like probably 6 years. They've always just the way the points go in the East, they always play the Lightning, and then the Lightning always beat them. So
Wow.
that's usually what
Or
happens.
Toronto. Actually, I don't care. Toronto is
So
goofy.
Josh, 16 minutes already, so we can just jump right into this.
Oh my
Is there
gosh.
anything you want to say about your week? Did you have a good week?
It was slow and fast.
Slow and fast, like normal.
I'm starting to like, this is beginning to be a very unexciting part of the podcast. How was your week? I don't know.
I
I don't
watched
know.
Everything Everywhere All at Once
It
again
just
because
happened.
it's so good.
I finished The Last of Us,
Hey, the
part
game,
one,
the video game.
the game. Let me just say that was bittersweet. I didn't know if I was supposed to be happy or depressed.
That game is
And
so
then
good.
apparently the second game is going to be even worse, which somebody on Twitter
So,
actually told me that.
so do you agree with Joel or not? Light
I don't-
spoilers.
I have no idea. I just because obviously I'm happy that I'm happy that they can, but
Hashtag Joel
also
is right.
like uh the thing is it's not 100% what they were going to do would
He
work.
did the right thing.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just trying to say like nothing. But also
uh,
like
yeah, if
people
you play
understand.
video games and haven't played that game, go play that game. It's awesome.
Yeah, even if you don't play video games and you want to play a video game, play that game.
Or you can watch a show on HBO.
Or
I
you can just
also,
watch a gameplay of it.
yeah, the show is excellent though. So, and I also watched Winning Time on HBO,
Wow.
which was awesome.
Are they long episodes or is it a movie?
No, it's a show, and it's like a dramatic take on the showbiz or the Showtime Lakers. So like when the Lakers
Oh.
became a dynasty in the 80s. So like
Mm-hmm.
the first season starts off when they draft Magic Johnson.
So you like basketball, like you watch it, right?
Oh, I love basketball. I'm a Lakers fan too, so
Yeah.
I
So
loved
like,
it.
do
It
you
was
like
super good.
NHL or NBA more?
I think I do like hockey more as a sport,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. Like I think it's probably close to the same. I do think hockey's a better sport. Like it is my favorite sport.
Mm-hmm.
I love hockey, tennis, and basketball. Those are the three sports I watch every year.
Tennis.
Yeah, I love tennis. So
Hua!
yeah,
Hia!
I
Ah!
love
Oh my
watching
gosh! I
tennis.
keep dropping
I my
everything.
dream is to go to Rogers Cup, which is in Montreal. I would love to go
Rogers.
to Rogers Cup
Why
or
is everything
US
called Rogers?
because they own everything in Canada.
It's true. Do you remember that time when the Rogers thing like closed down?
The debit machines. I was at the Rider game and I couldn't buy
Yeah.
my hot dog.
It's like you couldn't buy your hot dog? Oh,
Sorry,
poor
not my hot
fella.
dog, my poutine.
Oh, you poor fella.
Yeah, I was pretty upset.
Poor fella, eh?
Yeah, I was down for a day. That was crazy, eh? That shows you
Yeah,
how
and
much
everyone's like,
Rogers controls everything.
yeah, no, that's insane. Like I was like, I didn't think that Rogers had control over the debit machines,
Oh yeah, man.
but I
Cool.
guess so.
So
Love
today,
that. Corporate overlords.
corporate overlords, yeah. So today we are doing our top 5
Guilty
guilty pleasure
pleasures.
films. So
Oh
critically
gosh.
and so what we're using for a metric is these are all rotten scores on Rotten Tomatoes. So
Which usually we
a
don't
score
care
of
about.
it's a score. Yeah, we usually don't care about it, but for this we have to use something. So this is everything scored under 60%,
Hmm.
which is considered rotten.
Which when you said that, it made it so much easier, to
And
be
we're
honest. Like
going
I had
with
my list, but
yeah, and we're going with critic scores, not user scores or audience. So I beside mine, I put the scores on my notes. So
yeah, I'm doing that right now.
okay. So we do have some runner ups. So how we're gonna do this is we're not gonna do it in any specific order. So like my order isn't like worst to best or whatever, but we'll start at number 5 and then just work our way down. But
Okay.
I wanted to leave
Well, what if I want
some.
to start at number one?
No, we're gonna start at 5. So
Okay.
yeah, mine's not in any like prominent order. Like it's not like one is like the number one guilty pleasure, but we are gonna do some runner ups. So because I think we have some runner ups. Josh, you had
I
one,
have
right?
one.
Okay, Josh, what is
Just
your runner
just
up?
just just hold up. Hold up. You start with yours.
So when we explain this, the rules are, we'll alternate and then we can discuss the movie and make our comments on it and talk about it. And I'll curate the time so we're not too long. And so we'll just move through like that. And yeah, open up for discussion right in the comments when you hear a movie. I think some of the movies might be surprising. This is kind of fun. And this is our first like form
I
of
don't know if
episode
it'll
like
be
this.
surprising for me. Actually, there's one in here that might be a little controversial. Okay,
Controversial.
I can actually start now. I
Okay.
can start now.
Josh,
Okay.
what's your
So
runner
my
up?
runner up is The Grinch 2018 with a 59%.
Is that the animated one?
Yeah.
Like the Illumination Studios one?
Yeah. So I've seen a lot of reviews of people hating this movie, and when I first watched it, I absolutely hated Lindy Who. She just or Cindy Lou. Her face just annoyed me. But I watched it again recently, like this Christmas. And I
Right.
really liked it. Like I had a
Okay.
lot of fun with it. Also, Tyler the Creator's in it. Yeah, I really enjoy the movie. It's a good Christmas movie. It's good for kids.
Nice.
A lot of adults will hate it, but it's like it's a family movie. Yeah, that's all I
Yeah,
have to
I
say about it.
actually haven't seen it. So,
It's not bad.
and I
You
like
should.
this. I like the
I think
story. Like the
you could watch it with your kids.
yeah. What did it get?
59%.
Oh, right. Okay, so it's over 50.
Yeah.
I don't think oh, I have one. I have one that's over 50. I'm debating putting it in the runner-ups.
I have one that's over 50 and one that's just like right on it.
Right.
Okay. But what is your runner ups?
Yeah, so my first runner-up is Rat Race.
Rat Race?
Yeah, have you heard of this movie?
No.
What? Yeah, I've never heard of Rat Race?
No.
Oh my goodness. Okay, it is like so it's a comedy with like John Cleese starring in it, but
Wait, maybe I have.
there's a bunch of stars. It came out in 2001. It's got Whoopi Goldberg, Rowan Atkinson,
Oh my gosh. What is
like
this?
tons of people are in this movie.
Is that
Cuba
Mr.
Gooding
Bean?
Jr. is in this movie. Yeah, Mr. Bean, yeah. And I don't know if you remember who Cuba Gooding Jr. is, but Amy Smart's in it, which I had a crush on when I watched this movie. She was the lady from Butterfly Effect with Ashton Kutcher.
I haven't
She
seen
was like
that.
the main cast in that. Seth Green was in it, John Lovitz, Breckin Meyer. So like, yeah, I recently rewatched this movie. This movie is fantastic. I love this movie. It's super funny. It got 45% on Rotten Tomatoes, and this movie is still funny. And they
Is
don't
it? And
make
is it like offensive funny?
there's like some Hitler humor in it. Like there's some like borderline
Like
Jewish.
has this movie aged poorly?
I think it's aged well that it's funny and it's ridiculous.
Okay.
So
So it's not like a bunch of like
some of it is a bit crude.
racist like
No,
racist.
but there's like Hitler jokes in it, and there's
Okay.
yeah. So the premise of the movie is these people are in this race for this. It's like the Amazing Race, kind of. They
Mhm.
have to get somewhere. Like I think it's Vegas. They have to get to Vegas by a certain time, and then the first place winner gets all this money. And that's like the premise of the movie, and it's all these different characters racing, and like one guy's like the rich guy, and he's like
Do
got
they
all the
actually have big heads
connections.
in the movie?
No, no. And
Okay.
there's like a family, like John Lovitz brings his family to do this race, and like the girl has to pee, and he's like, just pee outside the window. And the mom's like, she can't pee out the window, and because he doesn't want to stop, right?
Yeah.
So, and then he like says, oh, go pee in the jar, pee in the jar. And it's like, girls can't pee in jars. And then he's like, get the jar and the funnel that's in the trunk. And oh, it's so good. So
Oh gosh.
it's still so funny. I love this movie. And on rewatch recently, it's just really good. So I do recommend it. Um,
Okay.
my other runner up is Batman v Superman.
Oh, you
Uh,
like that movie?
oh, dude, I love that movie. It's so good.
Oh, I remember watching that movie and I was so bored.
Okay, so
Martha!
the
Wait, your
good,
mom's name is Martha?
the
My
good
mom's name is
version of the
Martha.
movie,
Let's
like the
fight.
only tolerable version of the movie, is the
The
ultimate cut.
Schneider's cut. Oh.
So like the longer cut,
Oh
because they
gosh.
add so
You need
much into
more
it.
time with that?
Yeah, man, dude, that movie's so good. I love that
The
movie.
movie's like 3 hours long and nothing
It's
happens.
not long enough, I'll tell you that.
They just go, Martha! Wait, your mom's name is
One of
Martha?
the coolest
My mom's
Batmans,
name is Martha.
one of the coolest Batmans put on screen, a Batman that comes out in the comics where he does kill people and stuff, which is a comic book thing.
Ben Affleck.
Um, he's just angry, and yeah, that movie's awesome.
Uh,
So I fully
okay.
recommend Batman v Superman. And it's a great. I love Zack Snyder's Superman. Like a lot of people don't, but I like how different he is in the comics. It's an interesting take. And
Mhm.
Henry Cavill's awesome. So he just looks like Superman, and
Oh yeah, I
yeah,
mean he's a good Superman, except for in Justice League, not Schneider's cut, when he had that CGI lip.
that's not Snyder's cut.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying not
Oh,
Schneider's cut.
nuts. Yes, yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's. I don't even recognize that as a movie. It's terrible.
Yeah, no.
Snyder's cut is incredible. That movie's so good.
I haven't
So
seen that yet.
you haven't seen the Snyder's cut?
No.
We should
It's
probably
so it's so long.
we should probably watch it together. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
That'd be a fun night.
probably.
So Batman v Superman is 29%. It's not a great film, but I love it. It's one of my favorite comic book movies.
Oh gosh. The
Man,
Batman is just so much
I'm
better.
having a hard time with my list because I have one more runner up, but I don't know if I want to put it on my actual list.
Well, you better hurry up because we're running out of time here, Jordan.
So my next
This is a
runner up
time crunch.
my next runner up is Constantine with Keanu Reeves.
Oh, I love Keanu.
That has
Keanu?
46% on Rotten Tomatoes, and this is a very irreverent movie when it comes to the Christian faith.
Hmm.
But it's awesome. It's this guy who fights demons, and he literally like the
You like
like
demon
the
movies where they
Satan
just
character at the
kill
end is
demons.
awesome. Like oh, who plays? I'm gonna look this up right now because the actor that
Who
plays
plays
Satan is
Satan?
one of my favorite
Who
actors,
plays Satan?
and he does such a good job of playing Satan. Have you
Love
seen
that.
Constantine?
No.
Oh, you should watch it. It's a
I was
comic
just
book.
gonna say the amount of movies that you say, oh, he was in this movie, oh, this movie, that movie. I have seen maybe 2. Like out of every movie you've said. Like, oh, have you seen How to Scratch Your Butt? No. Have you seen The Glasses
Maybe
Man?
you should be
No.
paying attention in film class then.
No, well, those aren't the movies you talk about. They're all like rat race type movies where it's just they're like so obscure.
So Peter Stormare plays Satan, and he is awesome as Satan. And
I'm
Satan
glad
is
he can play Satan well.
Satan is like depicted as this like greasy Russian guy. Like it's so good. It's really good. It's such a fun movie, and Keanu Reeves is awesome in it. And this is like post Matrix, so I was so
Did you like
excited
the
for it.
second movie?
Of what?
Oh wait, Peter Stormare. He's in
He's in quite a bit of stuff.
what? Oh, was he in Stranger Things? No.
No, I don't think so.
Oh no, he's in Fargo. That's
Yes,
the movie I just watched with
he's the
him in it.
he's the wood chipper guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
That's why I was like, who is this guy? I just
so
watched
good.
Fargo recently.
He's in quite a few movies. He's in
Fargo is a really good movie.
he's in John Wick too. He's in Minority
Oh
Report.
yeah, okay.
He's in 22 Jump
Armageddon.
Street.
I haven't seen that. But
He's in Armageddon. Yeah, that's another great film, but it's not rotten, I don't think.
yeah, no.
Yeah, so there's a lot I could put on here. Like,
Armageddon's actually on this list, I'm pretty sure.
is it rotten?
No, like on this poster.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so those are my runner-ups, and like Constantine's so good because it's kind of got horror vibes. Like the beginning is pretty scary,
Is it
and
like
then
never mind.
he has like a gun that is like shaped like a cross, and he fights demons and vampires, and it's awesome.
Oh,
It's a comic book. It's based on a comic book,
that sounds like a Jordan movie.
and the comic book is way better than the movie. But the movie, it's Like I'm probably gonna watch it tonight after this. It's so good. I
Okay.
love it. Rachel
All
Wise is
right.
in it as well, who I love. So she's not in anything anymore, but she was in The
Is she dead?
Fountain. No, but
Oh.
yeah, it's a great film. So I recommend that. Unless you
Have you seen Constantine 2?
is there a Constantine too?
Well, it says there is.
I didn't even know there was a second one. So let's get into our list. Those are our runner ups. And
All right.
Josh, you should watch Constantine. Tell me what
Okay,
you think.
maybe.
So Josh, what is your number 5?
My number 5 is probably my most controversial one because I've heard a lot of hate on this movie. It is a Disney live action movie.
Oh no. Oh
It's
no.
actually okay, it's not Lion King.
Yeah, that movie's
It's
terrible.
Pinocchio from 2022.
What? You like that
Uh,
movie?
yeah, okay. Let
Do you
me
even
let
know
me tell
the
you this.
original do you even know the original story of that movie?
I do. I do know the original
Oh,
story.
boo.
Um okay, I know this one's controversial, but when I watched it, I actually really I had a lot of fun watching it. Like I wasn't like all caught up. Like I'm not a diehard Pinocchio fan. I think I know more of Pinocchio from Shrek than Pinocchio from Disney. And so, like as I was watching it, I was just like, this is kind of wholesome. And like the Pinocchio character is just kind of cute. He's just an adorable kid. I don't know. I just thought it was like a wholesome movie. It definitely like got me as in like what Disney was trying to do. Like just
What? Totally ruined Pinocchio and totally
no,
changed the theme of
like
Pinocchio? Is that what you mean?
okay. I can tell that you're a little heated.
Like they just
But I
took
don't care.
Pinocchio back and said, "We're just going to change the whole meaning of the story."
I just thought it was a nice movie. Like you're just like I just had fun. I just had fun, okay? I thought
Josh,
it was wholesome.
I'm glad you had fun, Josh. That makes me
Yeah.
happy. This is
Like
no, this is giving me Walter Mitty vibes.
obviously the first one is better cuz like first ones are always better. But I watched this movie and I just thought it was really wholesome. Maybe I was just really in a good mood that day, but
First ones aren't always better. That's not true.
they're usually
There are
better.
good sequels. Lots of
They're
good
usually
sequels.
better. But like I don't know. I just it might have been like the same way that I just watched Swiss Army Man. I was just
Right.
really in a good mood.
Right.
But I enjoyed Pinocchio like I think I'm the only one who enjoys this movie. But
Yeah,
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 it got a 29% on
there you
Rotten
go.
Tomatoes. Um yeah, I don't know.
There
I
are
might
some good like Screen Rant has a good article on like what the problem is with the new one, like how it changes
the only thing I didn't like about it was at the very end when he turns into a real boy and it looked really ugly. Like it
okay,
was awful. Awful. It looked so ugly. But I really liked the whale. It was really fun.
right.
And then like what is it? Sinful Island?
Yeah.
What is it called? I don't know. It's just it was I had fun.
Is it called no, it's like isn't
It's
it
not called Sinful Island.
but it's a similar like similar
It's like
naming
Lustful Island or something
like
or
Desire or what is the island?
Desire Island. Pleasure Island,
Yes, that's what it is. Yeah.
which is such a weird name. But yeah, no, I liked it.
Yeah, like the Screen Rant
It's not
article does a good job. Like
it's not like my
2000
favorite movie ever. I just
no,
had
but you
fun
liked
watching
it.
it.
So you
Yeah.
liked it because of the way it made you feel, like the way it looks.
Yeah, like it's
You
just
also
like
like Tom Hanks.
yeah. Like I love Tom Hanks. The movie looks good. You have to like you have to agree with me there or not, but I think it looks good. They did pretty good with the animation. Well, animation because it's live action. um
So the
I just thought it
main
was like Pinocchio's character was just a satisfying looking like
right,
he it was just satisfying the way he moved and like he just had this really adorable voice and it's
right.
just really like I work with kids a lot and so I think that's why I like this movie a lot is because like I just like see I'm like oh a kid would like this or It just reminded me of like this really adorable kid.
So they changed like vital. So what the main issue, to sum it up, like, to let you know, Josh, the reason why
Yeah.
everyone doesn't like it, and I agree with them, in the live action remake, and this is reading from Screen Rant, in the live action remake, Pinocchio's character is less mischievous and naive, so he makes fewer
Mm-hmm.
mistakes and is still punished for them. And even some of his mistakes in this movie actually help him out. So this movie
Yeah.
actually
See,
blurs the theme of him
I
learning his
understand
hard
that.
lessons, right? So yeah,
I understand that, but like again, like I don't know if I was necessarily watching it for the story.
right,
Like I was literally just having fun. Like it's not a movie I'm like thinking
right.
I'm like this movie ruined Pinocchio. I'm like it's just separate from Pinocchio for
So
me.
you should watch Guillermo del Toro's Netflix
I
Pinocchio,
heard that one's really good.
and I want to. You should tell me how you like it. Yeah,
I heard it's really good. It won best animation, didn't it?
it's awesome. It's really good.
Right.
Yeah. And
Wow.
it's like Pinocchio is a dark story. Like, it is about making mistakes and the consequences of lying and the consequences of giving into your pleasure and like real consequences. Like, it's kind of scary. It's supposed to be a little dark, right? And
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro does a good job doing that. So
Hmm.
um, I was disappointed in the new one because I love Tom Hanks. I thought that was good casting, but I even thought his them using him was underutilized in that movie. It just felt like the movie was
Yeah.
totally rushed.
He did great in it.
Yeah. Well,
I
he's good.
love
He's
Tom
good in
Hanks.
everything he does. It's
Yeah.
Tom Hanks. He's
Like
legendary.
Tom Hanks is just amazing.
Yeah.
He's one of my
Well,
favorite
I'm
actors.
glad you like that movie, Josh. That's good.
Yeah.
My number 5 is Miss Congeniality
I don't know. I'm kind of afraid I'm not gonna know any of those movies.
with Sandra Bullock. Well,
Oh
you
my
should write them
gosh.
down. This is like old school.
Can't
Like,
you just send me the list?
do you know who Benjamin Bratt is?
No.
Like, he is like the hunk of the day in rom
Miss
coms.
Con
Miss
41%.
Congeniality. So this movie has 41%.
Benjamin Bratt.
And this movie, Sandra Bullock plays an undercover cop who has to like
Oh my
enter
gosh.
a
He's in Coco?
yes, and
But
she
he's in
has
Modern Family?
yes. So she has to enter a beauty
Oh wait,
pageant,
yeah.
and she like travels with these people. And anyways, it's so good. It's like super lighthearted.
Is he Manny's dad in Modern Family?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah,
Okay, okay. Yeah. No, I know this guy.
but in that he has gray hair or grayish hair. In this movie,
Yeah.
he's a lot younger. Obviously, this is like 2005, I think. So all of my movies are
No, this
pretty
is
old.
2000. I wasn't
The
alive.
2000.
I wasn't
Yeah,
alive.
I love this movie. It's so funny. It's like
Actually, I haven't been alive for any of these movies
they don't really
except
make
for
like I'm gonna
uh
sound old, but like
Constantine.
they don't really make movies like this anymore that are just like there's this one isn't crude. It's not like a rated R comedy. Like, it's before that.
Oh yeah, this is like before you sleep where they just don't make these kind of movies anymore.
Yes. So this is just really I love it. It's super and I love Sandra Bullock. I love her. So she's one of my favorite actresses.
She's good in Bird Box.
Yeah, I actually like Bird Box. It was except
I
for
do
the
too.
ending. The ending wasn't very good, but
The part where they
it's a good
put a
premise.
bird in a box.
Yeah. So Miss Congeniality, it's a great date night movie. It'll blast you into the 2000 past to
Even
show
if you
you what it
weren't
was
alive
like
then.
back in the day. Yeah.
See, this was
And
early. This was like 2K or whatever it's called.
this
Like
yeah,
when people thought the world was ending.
yes.
This
And
movie came out
it is
then.
like a good love story. I don't know, like the Michael Caine is in it as well, and he's legendary in
Okay,
this
I have a
movie.
question for you.
And Will
On a
Shatner's in this
scale
movie.
on a scale from 1 to but while you were sleeping, what would you give this?
On a scale of 1 to while you were sleeping.
Yeah.
Well, I gave that movie a 3, didn't I? Or a 2.5?
I don't know if that's good or not because I don't know
Well, out of
what
5.
number while you were sleeping are. That's fair.
Should we rate these movies? Is that what we're doing now?
Sure.
So
Pinocchio was like a 5.
out of 10 doors, you do 10 doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's mid.
This movie for me would be 3 out of 5 stars.
Really.
Yeah. I really like this movie.
See, I feel like I can't give Pinocchio more than 5 because one, it would be like a
Right.
disgrace to the human race, and like two, it was just a happy movie.
Right.
It's just that's all it was. It was
Yeah.
like Swiss Army Man.
Yeah.
It just made me feel good.
Yeah. I mean, this movie makes you feel like this movie makes me feel good. Like it's just I love it.
Yeah,
I turn it on, it's like a comfort film, right? All of these movies are kind of like comfort films for me. So yeah.
that's like, yeah,
So Miss
that's like
Congeniality,
Secret Life of
Sandra
Walter
Bullock,
Mitty.
Will Shatner's in it. He plays like the announcer for the pageant. So he's super funny. It's really good. I love this movie. If you want a
Well,
good date night movie, there you go. That's a
well,
good
when
one to
I have a
watch.
date, I'll
And you'll get
consider
to
it.
see Sandra Bullock in her prime when she was on in everything, and she was super. She was
When
like
she was in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
super popular. So, and she still kind of is, but
She's still pretty popular.
she has tailored off a bit. Like she doesn't do as much work
Yeah,
anymore. Is what I mean by that. So,
yeah.
anyways, that's my number 5. So moving on to number
I'm
4.
convinced that you haven't watched a single romance movie that doesn't have Sandra Bullock.
Well, I've seen a lot. Like
Okay,
Moulin
my
Rouge is another one.
my number four, which I was actually surprised by the rating with a 35%, is Home Alone 2.
Oh, what? 35%?
Yeah,
Wow,
this
that movie's
movie,
so good.
I would consider this movie more memorable to me than the first one.
It is because
Cause like,
he goes to New York.
yeah, like this movie is the Christmas movie. Like I love the first one. Also, this one has "Merry Christmas, you filthy animal," which is just an iconic line. This movie is just so good. Such a good Christmas movie. Well, one and two are really good, but two does not deserve a 35%. Like,
Also
what?
has the famous Trump cameo.
Yeah, down the door and to the left.
Yes.
Down the hall and to the left. Sorry. I have doors
You
on
are
my
right,
mind.
man. Number 2 is better. It is so
It
good.
is.
Yeah,
Like, that movie is peak Home Alone.
it's
Because
very good.
after that, it does not get better.
And that's the one with the
um,
pigeon lady, right?
yeah, that
Yes.
movie is just when,
And
and
he
the thing
goes
is,
into the roof of the museum or whatever.
here's the reason I realized that number two was the best one this Christmas because I watched both of them, and when I was watching the first one, there was a bunch of things that I remembered of Home Alone, but they weren't in the first one. They were in the second one,
Okay.
like the "Merry Christmas, you filthy animal." I thought that was in the first one, but it's in the second one. So like, I just realized most of my memory is from the second movie.
Yeah.
And so I was like, this deserves a place on the list. The second Christmas movie, Home Alone number two, with a solid. Honestly, I'm gonna give it 10 out of 10.
That's awesome. Yeah, that movie is so good. I love that movie. I would probably
Yeah,
give it I would give it 4 to 5 stars.
yeah.
I'm
Either 10
surprised
out of
that
10 or 9 out of
movie's I'm
10.
surprised that movie's critically rated so low.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, this is why you don't trust Rotten Tomatoes.
But it is like probably the exact same as the first one, I guess.
No, it
But
really is, but it just does it better
yes.
because it has like that emotion, but also the traps.
Well, you know how it does it better? It also like ups the stakes in all the right ways because he's like
Yeah.
in a totally different
This
city
is like
and
a
yeah,
perfect sequel.
it
Like
is.
it captures what it was great about the first,
Yes.
but like adds to it. It's like, oh, ooh, it's so
I'm
good.
surprised.
Yeah. So
Crazy.
that is my number four pick. Jordan, what is yours?
Okay, my number 4 pick. By the way,
Will I know it?
I'm gonna sneak a few extra into my list because anyways.
What?
So
Make it snappy.
what? Number 4 is Rocky 4.
You're like net number -1.
Yeah.
Rocky 4.
So good. It's got
I
30. So
have
okay,
heard of this
first of all,
movie.
there is a bit of a caveat here because I didn't know this until I looked it up, and now I'm gonna watch this. They redid this movie. Like they released
Really?
recently, I think in the last year or last year, 2022, or this earlier this year, they just released a director's cut of this movie, and it has a
Is
way
this
better
like
score.
what like George Lucas did to the Star Wars films?
I guess like they like released a cut that has added shots into the fight and even leading
Okay,
and
I'm gonna
like
be honest with you, Jordan.
yeah
I haven't seen any of the Rocky movies.
Oh my goodness, Josh. Okay, so first of all, the
Okay,
Rocky series is one of my
I know,
favorite
yeah.
sports series. Like Rocky 1 is incredible, and I love 2 and 3. Uh and I love Rocky 4. Rocky 5 really sucks. Like I don't even like it. But Rocky 4
See, I've seen
is
Creed 3.
right. And I haven't seen Creed 3 yet. I've seen the
I
first
haven't
2.
seen Creed 1 or 2. I've just
What?
seen Creed 3.
Oh, Creed 1 is awesome. It's really good.
I'm so behind,
And the
Jordan.
fight scene, the
It's
boxing
sad.
scene in Creed 1 is all like one shot. It's awesome.
Really?
Yeah. So Rocky
Oh,
4 is like there's like really nothing to this movie, which is why I love it. So first of all, a couple of reasons why I love it. The original cut has 38% of Rotten Tomatoes. I
oh my
love
gosh.
the cheesy robot that Rocky's uncle falls in love with, which is so stupid, but I love
Oh
it.
my gosh. What?
And it's like this it looks like one of those toy it looks like the Power Bob, like the Nintendo Power Robot. That's just bigger and like his uncle falls in love with it. It like literally gets married to it. It's so dumb. And then and it's just a product placement. Like it's such a blatant product placement. But
Yeah.
a couple of reasons why I love this movie. First of all, this movie is epic. It has one of the most epic
Oh, he pulled out the
fight
epic word.
like training montages, and this is like a Cold War, like America versus Russia, and like Russia's
Wow,
drugging their
that's a big
fighter,
theme right now.
and Russia's like drugging his fighter, like, and they're cheating, and Rocky's against the world. It's awesome. And
Rocky
another
versus the
reason,
world.
literally, and another reason why I loved it is because they filmed it in the Coliseum in Vancouver, which the
Really?
Canucks used to play in and the Vancouver Giants used to play in, and now I think they're going to demolish it.
Aw.
So, and it's like when it's the arena before Rogers Arena or GM Place in Vancouver.
Mhm.
And so, anyways, we used to go watch hockey. Like we would watch the World Juniors there. We would go to
So
concerts
wait,
there.
why are you not a Canucks fan?
Oh, I just hate the Canucks.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
I
Okay.
used to go to games all the time. I just hate the fans too. They're terrible fans. Worst
Yeah.
fans in the league. But the Coliseum was such an amazing arena. It's such a small arena, and it's like right in the heart of Vancouver. And I loved it. I loved going to it. And this movie was
Mhm.
filmed in it. So the whole fight
Wow.
scene is the Coliseum. And there's a wall in the Coliseum that they left up the Russian like curtains.
Yeah.
They left them up on the one side of the wall so you can see it, like see the original curtains and the original set of Rocky 4.
Wow, that's
So,
great.
and Rocky 4 is fun. It's awesome. I love it. I
Well,
recommend
I'm
it.
gonna have to watch all the Rocky movies except for 5.
I would give this movie probably a 2.5 out of 5 just because as a
Oh,
film,
it's kind of like Swiss Army Man,
it's
where you love it, but
no, I hated that movie.
no. Like for
Oh,
me,
for
like how
you.
I
Yeah.
like Swiss Army Man, but I
Right.
didn't give it a great score.
Right. Cuz yeah, it's as a film it's just whatever, but I just love it.
Yeah.
It's a crowd
Okay.
pleaser. So I do recommend Rocky 4. And now I'm going to watch the director's cut and see if it's better. I heard it's way better from like reviewers that
Okay.
I trust, and it changes some of the
Yeah,
story a bit and whatnot. So, and they take out the
that's
robot,
cool.
but
No.
and Rocky Balboa, like the new one, like the one he
What?
made in 2013 or 14, that one's really
I
good
haven't seen
too.
that.
Yeah.
Why are there so many Rocky
So just
movies?
Rocky 5 is not very good.
This is like Halloween type where there's like 10.
But man, Rocky is so good, Josh. You got to watch it. It's
Right.
really
Well,
good.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. Speaking of sports movies, my number 3 is The Mighty Ducks with a 21%.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. The first one,
So
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
This movie is so much fun. I don't understand why it's that low, but like I watched this one recently. Like I think I watched it when I was younger, but I watched it recently. And it's just like so much fun. I was watching it at the house that I work at, where I babysit or whatever.
hmm
And it's just such a blast of a movie, and it's funny. It's just
It
I
got
don't know why it's that.
21%?
Yeah, like
What?
it's so bad. Like
Wow.
it has a really bad rating, but like this movie is so
It
good.
has such a
Like
wholesome
it's a
story
classic
too.
too.
Yeah, it's
I know it's like it's a classic underdog story, and
yeah,
it's
it's so
just
good.
the NHL named a team after it. Like,
Yes.
come on. Like, this is just a good family hockey movie.
Classic
And
Emilio
it's just,
Estevez as
it
well,
is
playing the coach.
classic. It is so
Coach
good.
Bombay. Yeah. I watch
Coach
this
Bombay.
I watch this movie every Christmas. It's like a Christmassy movie for me.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess that if you consider a Christmas movie, that is a third Christmas movie on my list.
Yeah. I think like I
But
would give this movie 3 out of 5 stars.
like I would probably give it an 8
You would give it an 8? I would give it
or like a
50%.
7.
Like a pass.
Like a
Yeah.
7. Like I think it's a really fun movie. It's like pretty like it's not awful.
No.
It's aged, but
I don't think like I watched it recently with Poppy. I like the way it looks.
mhm.
Like I like the soft
Yeah.
edges and I love it.
It's just
Yeah.
it's a good movie. It's just I don't know what else to say. I had a lot of fun watching it.
I
And it's
can't get over that
hockey.
score. 21%?
I know, I'm
That's
just blowing
insane.
your mind here.
I can't believe it's
I
that
started
low.
yeah.
Do you like the sequels, by the way? Like
I
D2,
haven't seen the
D3?
sequels.
What? Oh my goodness. You haven't seen when they play Iceland? Oh,
No.
dude, it's so good. You got to
So I
watch
have
it.
to watch those? Okay.
Yes. I
Alright.
think D2 is my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, I think
Let's see what
so.
the rating for that one is.
Because
D2.
in D3 they get a new coach and they go to university. And that one's like kind of meh.
Oh. Mighty Ducks.
I remember I watched that trilogy so much growing up as a kid that I wore out the VHS
The
tapes.
the D2 also has 21.
It's so good. Yeah, it's really good. And like
And
Coach
then
Bombay
Mighty
kind of relapses a little bit because he gets under the pressure.
and then D3 has 20.
Man, the critics did not like the Mighty Ducks movies.
No.
I disagree with you, critics. That's a great trilogy. I love that
Yeah.
trilogy. Yeah.
Like Mighty Ducks is a good movie.
Yes.
It's just like it's a classic.
Yes.
I wasn't alive when it came out, but it's a classic.
I agree.
Okay. On to you. I don't have as much to say about these movies besides they're just good.
Okay. So my number 3 is awesome.
What is it?
It's M. Night Shyamalan's The Happening.
No. The Happening?
Yeah, man. The one where the plants are killing everyone.
What?
Have you seen this movie?
No.
Mark Wahlberg's
18%?
in it. Yeah, man. John Leguizamo is in it, who I love. He's in so many bad movies, and I love him. Zoe Deschanel is in it as well, who plays the lady from Elf and from New Girl. Is it New Girl? The TV show?
Also,
yeah. I love this movie.
I just found a movie that I can put on my list.
So
Sorry.
I'm going to say, yeah, we could add movies. I don't care. I have movies to add too. The Happening, I would give The Happening. I don't even think I would give it a 1 out of 5 stars.
You would.
This movie is terrible. It is so bad. It might be
it's
one
like
of
it's
it
like
might,
it's like Sharknado.
I actually think I would give it 0.5 out of 5. I'm not even kidding. This movie is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And when I first watched it, I hated it because because M. Night Shyamalan had released. This is the first movie after Lady in the Water. So like he released.
You hated this movie, but you love it.
Just wait. He released Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, The Village, Lady in the Water. I didn't like Lady in the Water, and it made me kind of angry. And then The Happening was like a return to horror, and all the trailers looked really good. And when I first watched it, I hated it. I was like, "What was this crap?" Now I watch this movie at least once a year. This movie
really
is so freaking good, and it's so funny, and it's so fun to watch, especially in a group of people.
Wow.
Like I love this movie.
We should watch this movie.
Yeah, it's so bad.
See my reaction.
It has some of the worst writing in film. It has some of the worst dialogue. Funny enough, the premise of the movie is actually pretty good. I like the setup and the premise. Mark Wahlberg. This is some of the worst acting I've seen ever by Mark. like not just by Mark Wahlberg, just in general.
Just ever. Wow.
Some of his acting in this movie,
crazy.
I can't even believe. Like I think M. Night Shyamalan was probably high when he wrote and directed this movie or something.
So was probably Mark Wahlberg or
Like,
something.
I don't know what is happening. Like, I don't even know. Like,
Drink to get through the set.
just imagine like editing this and being like, what the, like, there's that famous clip
This is
of
like,
George Lucas editing The Phantom Menace, and then he
nah.
literally says, "What have I done?" Right? There's that famous clip, and this movie feels like an entire movie of that. But I love it. This movie is super endearing in its badness, and it's like one of the best worst movies of all time. So I fully
Fair
recommend
enough.
it. It's got 18%. It should have lower than that, in my opinion, but I love it. So this
All
is M.
right.
Night Shyamalan's worst film he's ever done. 100%. Like, Old's not even this bad,
Old. I
and
forgot about that
Old
movie.
was pretty bad. So
Um, honestly, M. Night Shyamalan has not been doing too well. Knock at the Cabin wasn't great.
I'm actually gonna watch it. I've heard like from some reviewers that
It's like
I liked, they liked it. So
it's good, but it
yeah,
wasn't great.
like, I like The Visit. Old was
Right.
fine
Oh,
until
The
the end.
Visit.
The
The
end
Visit is
sucked.
so.
I love The Visit. It's so
That's
good.
such a cheesy movie.
His best
Can
movies
you get in there
are,
and clean
sorry,
it?
he did, his best movies are his first four. Sixth Sense, Unbreakable Signs,
Sixth
and
Sense is
The Village.
literally insane.
That movie,
Such
once
a
you
good
get
movie.
married and stuff, man, that movie's sad. That's a sad film.
Okay, well, I like it.
It is good.
Okay.
No, it's good. But the whole movie's about
Um,
grief, right? So anyways,
yeah.
The Happening is awesome, and it should be in everyone's movie collection if you love film. By the way, there are some really excellent like suspense sequences in this movie. Like, it's not all, like, some of the suspense sequences are pretty good. Yeah, so I love this movie. I recommend it. It's a good time. Yeah. What's your number 2,
All
Josh?
right. First I'm gonna tell you some like more before I say my number 2.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you some more
Like runner-ups you have?
runner-ups or whatever.
Okay. We can do a
So
runner-up break. Yeah.
all of the Sharknado movies.
I've never seen them. Yeah.
I have seen every single one of them because as they were coming out, me and my friend would have a sleepover and watch the Sharknado movie. Like, it was
Nice.
a whole feat. And it was just, those movies are so bad, but they're so funny. Like, they're made to be bad. Like, I don't know what the scoring are, but they definitely aren't good.
Okay.
And also, while we were recording, like as we were recording, I thought of a movie and I looked up what the score was, and it's The Hobbit: The Battle of the Five Armies,
Which I
with a
haven't seen.
59%.
I had
As a
that's yeah.
59%. You
I
haven't
haven't
seen that movie?
No, I've seen the first two, and I like Desolation of Smog quite a bit.
People don't necessarily like the Hobbit trilogy,
It's not as bad as
but
people say it is.
I know. But I grew up with this. I went to them in theaters.
Right.
These movies are so good. I love them.
Have you seen the original
Um,
trilogy?
I have. I
Okay.
also
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
Like,
I
I
think it's
love
all
that.
good. Yeah.
I
It's all
just
good.
think The Hobbit is also really good.
Yep.
Like, I grew up more with The Hobbit than I did with Lord of the Rings. Because, like, these were coming out as I was young. So, yeah, I just wanted to mention that.
I should
And
watch
then
that movie. Yeah.
on to my number 2, which this movie is actually such a blast. And it's Kingsman: The Golden Circle with a 50%.
That's rotten?
Yeah.
That movie's good.
That movie, I know that movie is so good. It's so funny. It's such a blast of a movie. Like, I need to watch them again. Like, I've seen Kingsman multiple times.
So which one did we watch in theaters? What one was that?
We watched The Kingsman, which wasn't great.
Was it the
It was
third one
fine.
or second one?
That was the prequel, so the
Right.
third.
Yeah. Yeah. It
So that movie,
wasn't as good as Golden
that
Circle.
movie wasn't bad, but it wasn't
It's not as good.
great. Like, compared to the other Kingsman movies, like, it was a good movie just because it was being compared to two great
Right.
movies. It just wasn't as much.
Right.
Like, I loved what's his name? Rasputin in it. Like, he was funny.
Over the top. That's the best scene in the movie, the Rasputin fight. Yeah.
That was great.
That's the best
But
scene
yeah,
in the movie.
Kingsman: The Golden Circle with like the whole like cannibalism.
Yeah.
It's just that movie is so over the
That
top. It
movie's
is
so
so much.
good. I love
It
that
is
movie.
such a
That
blast.
movie's so
All
much
of
fun.
see half of my movies are like really good movies that just don't deserve to have
Right.
that low. And so yeah, Kingsman: The Golden Circle, which is just a great movie. I would probably give it like like an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Or like a
Yeah, I would give
7.5.
that 3.5 out of
Yeah, it's
5.
like
Yeah.
that's a good movie. I want to watch that one again.
Like Matthew Vaughn is awesome as a director. Like he did
Yeah,
Stardust, which is really good
I haven't
with
seen that.
Michelle Pfeiffer. He also did Layer
There's
Cake.
another movie I don't know. Oh, there's another movie I don't
Dude, you
know.
gotta watch Layer Cake. That's like the first, because that's what catapulted him into making Kingsman was Layer Cake.
Really?
And it's one of the best like British mob movies. Um, it's one of my favorites. Like Daniel
Is this
Craig,
it?
that's his first Daniel Craig.
Can you see?
No, I can't see. It's a metaphor, Josh. Daniel Craig
Okay.
stars in that movie, and that's the movie that got on the James Bond role.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
His name is
really good.
XXXXXX.
Yes, yeah. So Layer Cake is awesome, and it's not rotten. It's got fresh score.
Yeah, it's 80%.
So Matthew Vaughn is great. He makes
Okay.
great films,
All right.
and
I'll consider
his
Lair
movies
Cake.
are
Blah,
fun.
blah, blah.
Layer Cake's a bit more serious, but it's good.
That's okay.
Okay, so my number 2 has 54%, and we're getting serious now. It is The Passion of the Christ. I love this
Oh
movie.
my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised it has a rotten score.
So this movie is fantastic, and as a believer in Jesus, this is the best Christian movie ever made,
I haven't
and
seen it.
it's awesome. It's what's so funny is like so many people, the bad reviews are like, this is so gory, so whatever, and I love that it's like that because it makes me thankful for what I believe in, right, and what Jesus did for me.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because like you watch torture porn movies like Hostel or Saw or like not Saw, Hostel or like Cabin Fever, like these movies that are just flat out, or like Martyrs, which is like a real violent movie, and they have like fresh scores and they get a pass, and it's like the
Yeah.
violence actually means something in this movie. It's not just there, for kicks. So
Hmm.
I love this movie. It makes me emotional every time I watch it, and I watch it every year. I love it. So
On Easter?
yeah, around Easter. I just watched it 2 weeks ago. I'll watch it again this year. I love it. It's so good. And the person I watched it with was kind of nervous to watch it, and he was like, "Oh, it's not that bad." So I think the reason why it feels bad
Yeah,
is
I
because
haven't
it's
watched
very
it.
emotional, and like you feel like I saw it in theaters when I was 16. I had to
What?
go with the parents. Like my dad took me. There was like a warning at the front of the theater, like a paper warning, and then on the poster there was another warning, and then there was someone checking IDs, and then there was another warning, and then there was a warning on the screen before the movie.
What?
And I've seen really
That's
violent movies.
insane.
It was overkill. Like people were making such a big deal of this movie when it first came out. But Mel Gibson as a director he's awesome. So
Mel Gibson directed that?
yeah, man. Yeah. And it's like filmed in
Like
Latin and Aramaic,
like
so it's all subtitles.
what? Like the Patriot Mel Gibson?
Yeah. You
What?
didn't know that?
No.
Dude, you gotta watch I think every Christian should watch it. It is such an epic movie, and it is the best depiction of the crucifixion on film. And it's what I love about it too. It also is a great depiction of
Passion of the
Jesus.
Christ 2?
Yeah, so he's doing a sequel about the ministry of Jesus after he resurrected. So which
That's
is
actually
which I'm
insane.
really excited for. Yeah.
Passion of the
So
Christ
Jim
2?
Jim Caviezel plays Jesus, and he was struck by lightning 3 times while filming it.
Really?
Yeah, there's like crazy stories about this movie. So
Like he got smotened. Like he got smitten,
like 3 times he was on the cross
smited,
filming, and he got struck by
smotened
lightning 3 times.
while he was on the
Yeah,
cross.
man.
That's
So
insane.
this movie, it's so good. It is. you should
Like,
watch it. I
doesn't
don't
that
know
say something
like
about it? Like,
like
maybe I shouldn't watch it?
like why haven't you watched this movie, Josh?
I don't
You
know.
always talk down about it. Why?
I don't talk down about it. When have I ever talked down about this movie? I feel like I would get smitten if I did. Like, I would get hit by lightning if I talked
Yeah.
down on this
So
movie.
I think I would give this movie.
This doesn't even have a Rotten Tomato score, does it?
Yeah, it's got 54%.
Oh,
I would give this movie 5 out of 5.
fair enough.
There's nothing about it I would change. So it
I,
takes
he
some.
actually got struck by
Yeah,
lightning?
man. There's like, dude, that's not it. There's crazy stories. People got really sick while filming it. Like
Oh
it's
my
bonkers.
goodness.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it is such a great just depiction of what it would have looked like, what it was like. And yes, it's violent. By the way, the crucifixion was violent.
Mm-hmm.
So you wouldn't have taken your kids to it. So I love that it's just an honest approach to it. Because
Yeah.
you watch Jesus movies and he's got like little holes and like little dribbles of blood, and it's like really. So it's really
Like
good.
the Shack.
Like the
No.
Shack, yeah. So, anyways, this movie's so good. I recommend it, and I would give it 5 out of 5 stars. So,
All right, well,
what's your number one, Josh?
I don't think you're ready for this. You're
What is it? Say it.
not going to be happy with me. My number one is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
What?
Yeah. It has
Is
a
it rotten?
52%.
Oh my goodness, it is rotten.
Yeah.
I was right.
No, you weren't right. You're actually so far from being right.
Send me the.
I don't need to like explain why I love this movie.
Well, I think
Like,
I'm not going to say anything about it. You can listen to our episode 15. Josh, gush about the movie. Go ahead. Go.
this movie's just so good.
Yeah.
It has amazing music. I've gushed about this so much in the episode, but amazing music, amazing story, amazing visuals, just amazing movie altogether. 10 out of 10. My favorite movie ever. And it's not fresh, which just makes it all better. I love when movies are so good and critics hate it. Because it's just,
You know what, honestly, Josh, I think we feel the same. Like, I think I feel this way about The Passion. You know what I mean? Like
really,
when you
you
just
feel the way you feel the way I feel about Secret Life of Walter
about the
Mitty on
like the
Passion of
fact
the
that the critics
Christ.
hate it makes me love the movie so much more. You know what I
I
mean?
know it just fuels my flame to love
Yes.
it. When I hear you bashing it and hating on it, I'm just like, I'm gonna watch this again just to spite you. Like, I love it. It's just
Oh man,
passion of the MIDI.
that is awesome.
It's just, ooh, this movie is so
You
good.
know what? Okay,
And
so
so many people agree with me.
this is a shout out to Nathaniel Mills because I saw him last night at one of our events for Enrich, and we're at board game night on campus, and I'm like, have you listened to our episode? Because he was one of our first requests for Jurassic World
Mhm.
Dominion, right? And it took us a while to film the episode and get it, but we got it out.
Which, by the way, that's like one of our worst sounding.
Right. Like the audio was all screwed up for that one. But anyways, I asked him, have you listened to that episode? He's like, no, not yet. So I said, oh, like we named the
Oh.
episode, We're Sorry, Nathaniel, right?
And he just didn't. I can't believe
so-
can't believe he recommended a movie and then didn't.
So he messaged me this morning. He listened to it last night. So he's
Mhm.
like, yeah, I agree with some things, disagree with most of it. You're wrong. So this is a shout out to you, Nathaniel, to the real ones.
Sorry,
Cheers.
Nathaniel.
There you go, buddy. So, anyways, I have some runner-ups before I do my number one. So your number one was Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I didn't even know that was rotten. Man, I feel
Yeah.
validated in my criticism now.
Does that make you feel better though?
Yeah, man.
I don't know. I feel like that should make you feel worse. 'cause
So
now it
my
just
one, my
fuels my
other
flame.
runner-up before I do my number one is Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. So the sequel to the original Jurassic World, like the reboot.
Oh
or
right, I
remake,
haven't seen that one yet.
Reboot. Have you seen this yet?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. So I love this movie. I've seen it more than once. It is one of the most beautifully shot Jurassic Park movies in general. The guy who directed it directed the horror movie called Monsters, which is awesome. It's like a little indie budget horror film. And
Mm-hmm.
so I just love this movie. I think it's really pretty. I love the crazy twist in the middle that turns it into this like haunted mansion type story. It kind of does. It's like a more bonkers version of Jurassic Park Lost World. Uh, I I think this movie is a better sequel than The Lost World as well. So, and the new version of the Raptor is just so ridiculous and awesome. So I love this movie. It's kind of got like gothic horror vibes in the middle. Like it's so good. The ending is
All I've
really
seen is like
stupid, but
the Stegosaurus from a volcano.
right, and that's like the very
And it's
beginning.
like on the dock or
Yeah.
something.
Is this movie dumb? Yeah, it's absolutely dumb, but it's fun. It's like a fun
It's
dumb.
fun dumb.
Yeah. I would give it probably 2 out of 5 stars, but I think it looks pretty. I think it's shot well. I think the writing's the worst part of it.
It's better than the third one.
Oh, absolutely. Actually, you know what? I would give this movie 2.5 out of 5. Yeah. It's not compared to that crap. It's,
What did
that's
you give Fallen Kingdom or whatever it's called?
you mean
Fallen World?
no
What is it called?
Jurassic World Dominion.
Dominion.
Yeah. I gave it
Oh,
1.5. Either
okay.
1.5 or a 1 out of 5. Did I give it a 1? I might have given it 0.5.
I don't know. I was trying to find it earlier
Yeah,
and I
I think I
couldn't.
might have given it under 1. It's really bad.
It really
Sorry,
is.
Nathaniel.
I
That
don't even
movie
remember.
sucks.
I don't remember anything about that
Good.
movie. It's so forgettable.
Sorry, Nathaniel. That movie sucks. It's terrible. It's really
I just
bad.
remember the weird birds.
Yeah, it's not good. But
Were
the
there
first two
weird
are good.
birds?
First two are good. So my other runner-up is so Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is 47%. My other runner-up is
Hmm.
Space Jam, the original, with
Oh,
Michael
I haven't
Jordan.
seen that.
43%. So not the LeBron one.
I
I
need to
haven't seen
watch
that.
that movie.
So yeah, the original, it has Bill Murray in it, Larry Bird's in it, Charles Barkley. Come on.
Oh man, I need to watch this
It's so
movie.
good. Yeah, I love this movie.
I've actually all this has made me realize is how much I'm slacking
Well,
when
these
it
are
comes
older
to
movies. Like
sports
I
movies.
like a lot of these movies I grew up
I know,
watching.
but it's Space
Yeah,
Jam.
it's so good, man.
Like I should have seen Space Jam.
Looney Tunes with Michael Jordan. Come on. And like Larry Bird, Muggsy Bogues is in this movie. Like Muggsy Bogues is classic. It's so good.
Bugs Bunny.
So I Lola Bunny's in it too. So I recommend this movie. I think it's a 3 out of 5. Like I don't know why it's got such a low score. So much of the
All right,
criticism
Secret Life of
is
Walter Mitty's 10 out of 10.
criticism is that it's just a commercial for Michael Jordan, but he's
Well,
the
it is.
goat, so why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. So, but my
He's
number,
also the bunny. Oh, I'm
it's
joking.
also yeah. But my number one is
Ooh, drum
Saw,
roll. Oh,
the original. Uh,
the one with Dr. Phil? Oh wait, no, that's Scary Movie.
yeah, that's a scary movie. So this movie got 50%. It's directed by Leigh Whannell and James Wan. Sorry,
50%?
Leigh Whannell wrote it, and James Wan. This is James
I like
Wan's.
James Wan.
I do too. This is his first movie ever. And they
Wow.
filmed it, I think they filmed it in Vancouver or Seattle. I can't remember. And this movie is so low budget. Let me look up how much this movie cost.
Aren't like Seattle and Vancouver like the same place?
No, close, but Seattle is like, I don't like Seattle. Vancouver is way nicer.
Really? I
Oh
thought
my
Vancouver was
goodness.
trash.
Wait. Saw estimated budget. No. Carrie. So first of all, Carrie Ells is in this movie, who is in The
Carrie
Princess
Underwood?
Bride.
What?
Yeah, he's like the main character of the movie. He's from Princess Bride. You didn't know that?
No,
So
I
that
haven't seen Saw. So
so this
like
movie
I'm not
was filmed on $1 million, which is very low budget.
But that's still quite a bit for a first movie.
So yeah, it says budget $1 million. I thought it was less
Like
than that.
I don't have that kind of money.
But it grossed $103.9 million.
Oh my
So it was
gosh.
like it's the most profitable horror film. That's what it is of all time, or yeah. It's like and it's what kicked off the whole like Blumhouse like shoot something for less money and make a lot kind of trend.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie was so low budget that it was filmed in sequence, like it was filmed in order of the events of the movie because they couldn't rebuild the
Oh
set.
yeah.
And it's got like some really classic moments, and like the ending is
See,
awesome.
I've never wanted to watch, like I've seen all the like Dead Meat episodes on it.
Right.
Do you know what Dead Meat is?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've seen all of those. Like I've pretty much seen the movies.
Okay.
I just I don't really want to watch them because I'm not really into that whole
So Saw 1 is not
torture.
torture. It's not. Saw
It
1,
isn't?
no. Saw 2 is more like that. But like the first 3 Saw movies, I like. Like I like the trilogy there. Those
Mm-hmm.
movies are like a detective cat and mouse type story. Like Saw 1 kind of feels like a worse version of Silence of the Lambs. Like it's
Oh
like the
yeah.
budget version of that, because
That's a good
Silence
movie.
of the Lambs is a masterpiece. Like this movie is not a masterpiece, but it's got a really awesome twist at the end and really satisfying movie. And this movie doesn't really show a lot of violence because it's so low budget. So it actually feels really terrible to watch because less is more, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when you actually see some of the most violent parts of the movie, you don't really see a whole lot, but the acting's good. It's it's very Shakespearean. It's very over the top. And it's Danny Glover's in it as well, who I love from the Predator movies.
Oh, Danny
So it's
Glover.
really good. Like I love this movie. This movie is like a
By
cozy
the way,
movie.
I need to watch Predator.
Yeah, you do. It's not as good as Alien, but it's still good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I love Saw, and I love that it was filmed in such a low budget, and it
Wow.
made so much money, and it kicked off this huge
Yeah, that
series.
is
Yeah,
an absolute win.
you should watch it, Josh. It's not like the second movie is way more violent and
I'll
like
watch
way
it
worse.
during Halloween.
Oh yeah, yeah. But Saw 1 is like it just has really good setups, and like, have you seen 7?
No,
Oh, okay. I was gonna say 7 is like just as violent as Saw.
that's on my list.
7's very good too, but it's not rotten.
Yeah.
So that's my list with my runner-ups.
Oh,
I like my list. So
yeah, I like my list too.
I think I would give Saw 3 out of 5 or 2.5 out of 5. So
Hmm.
actually,
I
I
think
think I
if
would
I
give
could,
it 3 out of 5.
I
Yeah.
think if I like were to watch a new movie that had a low mark, like I would replace Pinocchio.
Oh yeah.
Like that would be my replaceable one.
So is
Otherwise,
there anything that surprised you about any of our lists, Josh?
well, I didn't know half of your movies.
Right.
For me, just like to figure out these movies had this low of score. Like Home Alone 2 does not deserve
Yeah,
that. Mighty
yours were
Ducks,
surprising.
yeah.
Yeah.
like
Like to have low
like
scores.
like Kingsman, these movies don't deserve that. Come on, Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, Golden
What are you
Circle.
doing?
I mean that's 59%, so it's not.
No, it's 50%.
Oh, that one's 50%. Oh wow.
Yeah. The Hobbit, the third one was
Mhm.
59%.
Oh right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know, like, and The Grinch is 59%.
Right.
Like overall, like these are good movies. Pinocchio is good, but not good because of all its drama. Like I don't know if I'll watch it again.
Right.
That's the thing. Like I would rather watch
Did I ruin it for you by saying why I didn't like it?
No,
Okay.
like the thing is that movie is just I enjoyed it. I had fun watching it. I don't think I would watch it again though, because I would rather watch the first Pinocchio.
The animated one is so good.
That's the thing with these
So
live
good.
action ones is like it's fun to watch one time. Like if I'm being honest, when I watched Lion King the first time, live action, I had a lot of fun, but I was also with a lot of friends and we just sang along. We didn't pay attention to the movie.
Or
We just sang
or
the
the singing.
songs. So I had fun. I had fun with it. It was also late night, so I was overtired.
Right.
But when I tried to watch it again on my
It's
own,
bad.
that movie was so boring. I was like, "Ugh,
By the way, some
stop
of the
it."
live
Yeah.
action movies are good. Like The Jungle Book was good.
Yeah, but I was just yeah, Jungle Book is good.
It's the best one.
But it's
Yeah.
just usually I would just watch and Beauty and the Beast,
Ugh.
which you
It,
like
it's
Beauty
it's
and the Beast.
it's good, but it's not. It sucks.
I actually haven't seen the old Beauty and the Beast.
What? Oh my goodness, Josh. We have to review it. We have to review it. It is so
That's like your
good.
favorite movie.
Yes. Oh my goodness. And the music. Like when we went to Disney World and we went to the
Oh wait,
musical. Oh my goodness.
we're gonna be
Hearing
done.
that live, it's just that
Yeah.
movie's music is incredible. And
I
like,
think I just surprised you with the amount of movies I haven't seen.
well, I'm not like terribly surprised. I was actually going to change my list to make more modern movies on there, but I'm like, no, I grew up with these. These are where I like them.
Yeah.
And maybe it can influence you to watch some of them. Like I can't believe you haven't seen Saw and you like horror films.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly haven't seen Saw because I thought it was just a gore fest.
No,
So I
no,
avoided that because I'm
not
like, I don't want
the
to watch
second
that.
one's not even that gory. The third one's like over the top, but like the second one has like a scene where it's like super cringe and like it like because I used to hate needles. I'm not so scared of them anymore. But there is a
Yeah.
scene where this person like falls into a needle pit. Oh, it
Ugh.
is like so gross. And I kind of like the second one too because it's kind of like Lord of the Flies. Like
I
it's
haven't
got
seen
Lord of the
that. I also
Flies.
haven't read it.
Oh my goodness.
I know the story of it.
Lord of the
I wanted to
Flies.
read that book, but we didn't.
Lord of the Flies, man. I read it once a year.
Oh, you actually read that once a year.
Yeah, it's so good. It's one of the best books I've ever
You
written.
We should have a like list of things you watch once a year or read once a year.
Passion of the Christ, Lord of the Flies, every year.
Mighty Ducks,
Christmas time, yeah, Mighty Ducks.
the Bible.
Well, of course, but I think like for video games,
Do you have a video game?
not once a year. Like The Last of Us is, I used to play once a year, but not anymore. So, but anyways, but yeah, I love those. Like I love Beauty and the Beast, and I love Lord of the Flies.
You watch Beauty and the Beast once a year?
I used to, not anymore.
Wow,
But now that I have kids, like Poppy likes that movie, so
that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad she does.
I can't believe you haven't
You probably
seen the original.
drilled that into her
I
brain.
cannot believe
I've
you
seen
haven't
the
seen
live
it.
action.
It's no live action sucks compared to the original. Live action sucks. Emma Watson, first of all, sucks. She can't sing. Second of all,
Oh gosh, what have I started?
The yellow dress in that movie is so bad. That is not Belle. Hashtag not the real Belle. Not my Belle. That movie
Not
sucks.
my Belle.
That movie is so bad. And that
Okay,
the
you
buddy
know
who
what?
plays the Beast, go back to Downton Abbey where he belonged.
You know what? You know what I can do to get revenge on you
That movie's terrible.
for hating Walter Mitty? I just go in and be like, I hated this animated Beauty and the Beast.
You can hate all you want, but objectively speaking, the original is amazing. So
Yeah, I'll probably like it.
first
Like, I don't see why I
animated
wouldn't.
movie to win Academy Awards, by the way.
I'll tell you an animated movie I like that's from that era. Lion King.
Yeah, Lion King's good too.
Lion King is a
You know what they call that era?
freaking tastic.
Do you know what they
the
call
golden
that
era?
No, the Renaissance.
I don't know.
The Renaissance era.
Oh.
You're close. You're
I
close.
was so close.
You could.
I've
call
also
it,
seen.
You could call it the golden era, but like it's called the Renaissance era because those movies saved Disney. Disney was going bankrupt, and the parks weren't doing well, and
I'm trying to think of another animated.
so like Aladdin's really good.
Like when Disney Plus came out, I remember watching all the anime movies.
Little
like
Mermaid is so good. Little Mermaid is awesome.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I have a VHS of Little Mermaid.
That's incredible. Like that movie, Josh, is so awesome. And it's super colorful. I love the colors. And Sebastian the Crab is awesome.
Yeah, I need to watch that movie.
And the music is awesome.
Because when Disney Plus came out, I just watched a bunch of old ones. Yeah. And I remember, I watched Hercules, which is good.
You should also watch the Aristocats.
I also watched, I think I've seen Aristocats.
You should also watch Hunchback of Notre Dame. That
Oh,
movie's really good.
I don't know. He looks so
Oh,
weird.
dude, it's so good.
He looks so silly.
And
So
Mulan,
silly. Oh, that movie's so good. I
yes,
love Mulan.
incredible movie.
I've seen Mulan.
Classic Christina
I have
Aguilera.
not seen the
My
live action.
Reflection.
Probably won't. Um,
Mulan is so good. Like the
I've
music.
seen the old Aladdin and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Like I
it's
actually
so
like the
good.
live action Aladdin too. Like they're both
I
pretty good.
liked it the first time I watched it on a rewatch. I was like, yeah.
I'm trying to think of other
I
animated.
wish Will Smith was more Will Smith in that movie instead of trying
Yeah,
to be Robin Williams. He was still good.
but you can't be
No.
Robin
And he
Williams.
was still good. Like his genie was better than I thought it would be.
Hmm.
But that all those movies in that era, like the music is so good. And The
Beauty
Little
and the
Mermaid was the
Beast.
first one of that era. Like that's the one
You know
that
what?
kicked off.
I like Tangled.
That Tangle's good. Except
It's not really old.
I'd rather like I but I would rather watch the hand drawn animation versus the CG. I'm getting kind of tired of the CG. Except
Well,
for the Mario movie.
that's
I'm
fair.
so excited for the Mario movie. I hope it's good.
Are you?
Yeah, I hope it's good. Did you see the
I'm
new
trying
trailer
to
for it?
think. No, I've decided not to
Yeah.
watch any more trailers.
I watched it by accident. I'm very excited for it. It's
Oh,
good.
you know what movie I like? The Rescuers.
Yeah. And The Rescuers Down Under is better, I think. I grew up watching that.
What? I haven't seen that one.
And even tonight, The American Tail, you should watch that. Five Goes West.
Oh, Emperor's New Groove, Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, man.
These are the movies I've seen, the 2000s movies.
And those are good. People don't like The Emperor's New Groove because that's the first one without music, but I love it.
That movie's so fun.
Yeah, it's really funny. Yeah, it's really good. Kronk.
Why?
Yeah, those movies are great. Disney
Wow.
is not like that anymore.
Yeah,
They
no.
don't make stuff like that anymore, which is
I
sad.
remember Brother Bear. Like, I remember being super excited about it because it came out on my birthday.
Brother Bear was good.
Or like,
Tarzan is
no,
good.
it came out in 2003. Not even my birthday.
Yeah, Tarzan is really good. Phil Collins music, classic.
Tarzan.
Yeah.
Maddie.
Oh man, that era of Disney was so good. Like compare that to
Yeah.
now. Like it just doesn't even
Okay, there
compare.
are some good ones. Encanto.
I like Encanto, but like it's not as good.
Like
And
Luca?
I do like it. I haven't seen Luca.
Okay, wait, but like, do you consider Pixar Disney?
Well, it is. I consider Pixar like Pixar hasn't made a good movie in a long time. Well, maybe that's maybe a lie. I like Soul.
Soul is good.
I did like Soul. Yeah.
Let's see, what has Pixar released? Is Pixar Luca?
I don't think so. I think that's just Disney Studios, isn't it? Because
Either way, that movie's really good.
Encanto is just Disney Studios.
Oh, they're coming out with Elemental, which looks. By the way, the ad for that looks so satisfying. It's such a satisfying trailer. I'm
Dude,
like,
I'm getting so
the
tired
sound
of this.
design.
I'm getting so tired of the CG.
By the way,
animated stuff.
Coco came out in 2017.
That movie sucks.
What?
Yes.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I don't like that movie.
Did you like Turning Red?
No.
Oh yeah, no, Luca is Pixar. Disney Pixar.
Yeah, I have to watch it. Heidi likes it, like my wife likes it.
I love that movie. I love it.
Well, that's it for this episode. Thanks, Josh.
Yeah.
Cutting you off.
Thank you for your interesting takes.
Those are our lists.
Honestly, I need to be cut off at this point.
Some good lists there. Some good movies. Mighty Ducks movies, classics. I love those movies. Josh, you have some homework. You have some movies to watch.
I don't have enough time.
The Happening is so good. I like my list. So we
if
had
I'm
some
watching The Happening, I'll just watch it with you.
We had some good runner-ups.
Yeah.
But thank you for listening to this episode of our top 5
if you made
guilty
it this
pleasure
far,
movies.
If you made it this far, what should the phrase be? I don't know. This sucks. Phraseless. Text us? No. Text us. Classic Disney beauty.
Classic Disney beauty.
Yeah.
There you go. Text that
And yeah,
Josh,
we'll
and he
shout
will
you out.
forget to shout you out next episode.
Yeah.
Next week we are
Or
back.
maybe I won't.
Next week we are back with our review of Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
That's Nolan's suggestion, right?
Yep.
Thank you, Nolan, for writing in.
We
And
also might do both of them in one.
oh no, we'll spread it out.
Really? Do you think we'll be able to have a whole hour of Napoleon Dynamite?
Yes. Yes, we will.
Okay.
Yes, we will.
Okay.
It's always good to spread it out. Because I
Alright.
want to like smush our suggestions together. I want to like give respect and
Okay. Sorry for
the spotlight.
suggesting that if you're listening
So thank you,
now.
Nolan, for writing in. And who was the other person, Josh, that wrote in? Kyla. Thank you, Kyla, for writing for Legally
Kyla's
Blonde.
been wanting me to watch Legally Blonde, so
Here we go. So
she took
keep
advantage of it.
writing us in. Give us movie suggestions. This is awesome. We have interaction and dialogue. Kyla, send us your thoughts on Legally Blonde. We'll read them out on the air. And same with Nolan. Give us your thoughts. You can give your mini review in that episode next week. And we will be back at it next week with our review of Napoleon Dynamite.
That's a good idea. Allow them to speak.
So you can
give the people a voice.
I think you messaged over Twitter or DM'd over Instagram, right? Which one was it, Josh?
Both.
Was it both?
Nolan was Twitter.
Yeah. So just
Kyla
use the
was
same
Instagram.
channels and send us what you think of those movies, and we'll read them out. And you can send us. It can be long. Like you can email,
or you can text it to me.
Yeah. So text Josh, and we'll dox him. Give his phone number out on the description.
No, won't. We're not doing that, Jordan. I swear.
We will do that.
I swear.
Oh, we will do
Jordan,
that.
I swear.
So thank you for listening.
I swear.
You can.
I know where you live, Jordan.
Yeah, I know. I have a gun. So
okay.
Thank you for listening.
I have sharp wit.
Like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Share with all your friends.
You hit the notification bell on Instagram and Twitter.
At cinematic_doors is Instagram.
YouTube.
Twitter is
and
at
Gmail.
Cinematic Doors. Gmail is cinematicdoors@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. And Josh,
make sure to close the door on the way out.
Ciao.
Ciao.